Welcome back everybody to a completely normal episode of Direct Comparison. In today's episode, we're going to take another look at the remake of From Software's brutally challenging classic, Demon's Souls, and see how it stacks up to the majesty of the one and only Trogdor the Burninator. Now, before we get started, I want to clarify that the Demon's Souls remake is being played on the Sony PlayStation 5 console, and is set to its performance mode to achieve a smooth 60 FPS output, while Trogdor the Burninator is being played on the PC, with all of its settings cranked up as high as possible on a 4K display. So, it may be understandable that Demon's Souls may lag behind a bit visually, but I'm going to try my best to provide a completely fair and unbiased analysis to determine which game has the superior visual and gameplay design. So, to kick this comparison off, let's start by talking about some character models, starting with the majestic Trogdor himself. Trogdor is, of course, the pinnacle of dragon designs, with two slightly different S-shaped lines, combined with many consummate Vs to really help add to his realistic design. Then of course there's his powerful wings that extend upwards, his angry eyebrows, and some big beefy arms for good measure. Meanwhile, in Demon's Souls, there's several dragons to choose from, each with their own unique design that look alright, but are flawed in their own ways. The only dragon that comes even remotely close to matching the quality of Trogdor would have to be the Dragon God, that serves as one of the game's many bosses about halfway through the game. The Dragon God shares a lot of similarities to Trogdor, likely inspired directly by him, with lots of consummate Vs along his body, several rows of sharp teeth, a big angry eyebrow, and his own big beefy arms as well. Though they aren't quite as beefy, which is made evident by his inability to block giant spears with them. Next we have the Knights. Here I think it's a bit more difficult to judge. The Knights in Demon's Souls are pretty impressive, with lots of high quality textures and intricate details, along with some advanced animations to make them seem more believable. But the Knights in Trogdor do have a unique feathered plume that gives them a very distinct look, and their ability to defeat Trogdor with only a single swing of their sword certainly gives them an edge over the incredibly weak Knights in Demon's Souls. The Peasants similarly feature quite a bit of detail in Demon's Souls, with lots of high poly counts and fantastic shadowing. But something about the peasants in Trogdor just feels more authentic, especially with their unpredictable movement that has them coming and leaving from their thatch roof cottages just like real peasants would, rather than just sitting around all day like in Demon's Souls. Moving on, let's talk about the environments. Here we unsurprisingly have another major win for Trogdor. One of the biggest issues I have with Demon's Souls level designs is just how cluttered they feel. There's random debris blocking the path everywhere, greatly hindering the movement of the player, and you're often restricted to paths that bring you straight into powerful foes, which doesn't really seem all that realistic. But with Trogdor, the world is much more open-ended, with large rolling hills loaded with lots of villagers, knights, and archers, along with several high-detailed thatch roof cottages. Even the textures, if you look very closely, seem to favor Trogdor, especially the grass. Then of course we have the lighting. Here, I think Demon's Souls may have an advantage, with some incredible dynamic effects mixed with volumetric light shafts and beautiful reflective properties. However, the game can come off as a bit drab and unappealing with its mix of gray and blue color tones, something that Trogdor does not suffer from at all, as it features a lot of brightly lit countrysides that will also dynamically change throughout the course of the game. The lighting doesn't even change in Demon's Souls, with each environment featuring static times of day based on the area that you're exploring. The shadows may be the only area where I believe Trogdor struggles a bit. There's very little shadowing present in the game that can potentially make it difficult to judge distances between objects. Though, the cutscenes between levels do offer some advanced shadowing that I feel comes close to matching the quality of the shadows in Demon's Souls. Next, we have the effects. Once again, we have a clear win for Trogdor. The effects in Demon's Souls may seem impressive at first, but things like fire propagation just don't seem to function properly, with the Dragon God's fire only temporarily burning areas, rather than completely destroying the environments like in Trogdor. What's more, Trogdor's Burnination can even light peasants on fire, who will then proceed to spread the fire to their thatch roof cottages. Sure, the water effects may be better in Demon's Souls, just by default, and I guess you could argue that the particle density, explosions, and overall complexity of its various visual effects are superior. But there's just no long-standing impact from things that occur in the world that greatly hurts the illusion. Finally, let's wrap up with a brief sound comparison. Why do you feel Trogdor's sound design is so much better?
Squished you patiently. The tables have turned. Oh, Trogdor, I'm pining for you.
And that wraps up this episode of Direct Comparison. Overall, while Bluepoint may have tried their best, there's no question that Trogdor still maintains its status as one of the most visually impressive video games to ever grace the world. Its confident character designs, bold art direction, and incredible attention to detail set it far ahead of the competition. And I really hope studios learn from its design in order to improve their own games. But what do you guys think? Why do you feel Trogdor is the best looking video game ever? And how long did it take you to check the date that this video released? Let me know in the comments section. Also, be sure to check the link in the description to re-experience the majesty of Trogdor yourself, completely free of charge. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe for more top-notch comparison videos like this one posted every week.